Morning again in a minute here when maybe some people get on. Right now I'm just trying to adjust everything. Try to get a perfect angle here. I'm gonna move my assistant Bob into position. Oh, there he is. Big Bob. All right. We got morning. Anybody watching this? Check in on Bob says good morning too. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get cracking here. Anybody else who can join will join soon. And I'll check back to see. To start off, to get warmed up, we're going to do a combination. First, we're going to do it a way that's pretty street effective, when maybe a competition format like mixed martial arts um, or like full contact kickboxing, where there's not a lot of rules, so we can throw some kicks to the legs, because sometimes throwing low kicks and doing some of those first gets you a little bit warmed up. As you get warmed up, then you start raising your kicks up a little bit. I know that's not a concern for everyone, but as you get to be a middle-aged practitioner, that might be more relevant for you. It's best not to pull a muscle anyway. So we'll start with the combination that's going to have some low kicks for effectiveness, and then we're going to raise it up to maybe some higher kicks that might be, some tournaments like karate tournaments, you can't kick the leg. So you have to modify what you do. A kick that normally you would use to the leg, you got to bring it up above belt level. So let's try that. Actually, Bob's going to be in my way for a minute here. All right. So the first one, you're going to start hands here. You're squared up to them. You're in Sanshin Dachi. You're like that. You can blade yourself off a little bit. You don't want to be like sideways, but you could kind of angle your body a little bit here if your goal is you're going to defend yourself with the sokoto to the knee and the big punch here. This one's blocking, ready to block. Maybe it traps. Boom! Come back with a punch, right? So the combination is going to be, we're here, open hand, mostly squared up, maybe slightly angled for your sokoto geri. That doesn't turn us as much as a side kick, right? So sokoto geri here, and then you're going to go straight in with the lead hand for like a jab. Then you're going to come in with the cross. You could grab a hold once you jab here. Maybe that jab also boxes out this arm, like in Jodan Tsukyuke. You can hook, trap that, boom. Throw the second punch, straight punch, hook punch. And then on this last one, you can either throw a punch followed by a washi-geri to the leg. That way the punch disguises that kick, boom, and you nail him in the leg. Or you can just bring your hand here so it kind of blinds him, hook his hand if you can, and come with that leg kick. So I know that's a little bit complex, but let's do it. Yo. All right. Interesting. All right. So we got our hands up here. We're gonna go sokoto low, jab, cross, hook, mo washi-geri. So sokoto, jab, cross, hook, mo washi-geri. Ready, left foot in front, left foot sokoto, left jab, right cross, left hook. Reach and blind with that right hand, hook the arm if you can, and throw your mawashi geri. Here, left kick, gate on, jab, cross, hook, mawashi geri. From here. All right, now try it with the right foot in front. Sokoto, jab, cross, hook, reach, mawashi geri. Right foot in front, right foot Sokoto, right jab, left cross, right hook, left hand reach, and mawashi geri left foot, boom. And as you spin, so sometimes when you're doing it in the air, I like to spin through so I don't have to develop bad mechanics of like trying to stop my kick. So when I do the spin through, whoosh, I can throw the spinning back fist. One more time, right foot Sokoto, left hand jab. You can hook if you need to here, grab, throw your second punch off the back foot, left hand, throw your right hook, reach, throw your gate on mawashi geri, boom, throw your spinning back fist. Oh, hola, Kimberly Alfaro. Dijo hola. Buenos dias, Kimberly. All right. Let's go ahead now. We're going to bring it up a little bit. So we're going to go higher. This time we're going to do more like what we would use in like a tournament, all right? So this time, instead of the Sokoto geri, we're going to do more of a yoko geri side kick. And it's going to come to the midsection here. And because we're going to turn more on that kick, we're going to throw a back fist. Then we're going to throw our punch, our hook. We're going to throw this punch. And then we're going to do a mid-level round kick to the ribs. All right, so it's gonna look like, actually scratch that. We're not gonna throw that punch. We're gonna throw so we're gonna do here, we're gonna go kick, side kick, back fist here for your punch, hook, and now we're gonna throw this kick, try to go up to the head with it. All right, so you can see, I set Bob up at my height, and if someone's sparring me and they're my height, their knees are bent a little bit, so their head's gonna be even lower than that. All right, let's try it. You got your right foot in front. This time we're angled off more, a little bit longer stance, like sui gauche. All right, so we're like sui gauche here. We're gonna throw our yoko geri back fist with the right hand. Left hand's gonna come with the punch. Throw a hook punch high, and then we're going to throw mawashi geri, head kick with the left foot. All right, so your right foot's in front. Yoko geri, uraken, yakuzuki, mawashi-zuki, mawashi geri, jodan mawashi geri. Yoko geri, uraken, yakuzuki, mawashi-zuki, jodan mawashi geri. Left foot's in front. Yoko geri, uraken, yakuzuki, mawashi-zuki, jodan mawashi geri. Left foot's in front. Left leg, yoko geri, uraken, yakuzuki, mawashi-zuki, jodan mawashi geri. Left foot's in front. Yoko geri. Come back here. Yoko geri, uraken, yakuzuki, mawashi-zuki, jodan mawashi geri. All right. Little trick here is get your head away from where they can hit it. All right. So we're already standing a little bit bladed. Some tournaments don't allow you to hit the back at all. So stuff coming to the back, you really only have to worry about like here. Because some tournaments allow you to hit the kidneys. So you got to have that gate on block ready to block your kidneys. But that's really, otherwise when you lean yourself back and you're protecting your midsection here, they're not gonna kick your leg. Yeah, is that realistic in real fighting? They're not gonna kick your leg, no. But actually most people probably won't in real life. Haven't seen very many people kick in fights at all. So you're here, you're bladed, you're a little bit offline. When I throw my yokogeri, I'm gonna drop back, because if they're trying to punch me, they're gonna miss. Or even if they're trying to kick me, they're gonna miss. Boom. I'm gonna throw my yokogeri, come down with the back fist. When I throw this punch, I can move my head offline like this, boom, which can even generate more movement with my punch. Boom, I can move when I come with my Moashizuki. And then I'm gonna throw my Jodan Moashigeri. Bah! Like that. All right. So I hope you're warmed up now. I feel warmed up. So let's get into it. The reason I want to warm up is the next one. So we worked on some Taisabaki waza before, where we're doing the warm-up techniques, all right? So warm-ups we do across the floor: Jodan, Chudan, Geidan, step, Jodan, Chudan, Geidan, step back, Jodan, Chudan, Geidan, Jodan, Chudan, Geidan, then Geidan, Chudan, Jodan, Sokoto Geri, right? And then we did Tate Ken, Sho Shikomi, Yoko Hiji Uchi. So we did those three previously. So now I want to get to the next ones. And the first one's gonna be a Kagato Geri. And Kagato Geri, boy, you wanna be warmed up, because this could be a hamstring puller right here. Kagato Geri, you're kicking with your heel, so you're pulling the rest of your foot back, flexing it, and leading with that heel. And if you're not warmed up, hamstrings can get pretty tight. General Sokoto. Okay. So great question. All right. So in Uechi-ryu katas, that Sokoto Geri tends to be performed at about the level to hit these lower floating ribs. And that's generally Kobu-ryu. I would also say we're kind of aiming there when we kick in the kata, all right? That is a nice blend between, this is an effective target, especially they punched, so their arm is out. You grab the hold of their arm, so you've got them kind of overcommitted, and then you drill that in. That should create your opening for that. So yes, it's usually there. For a self-defense situation, things tend to get very close very quickly. Sometimes arms are kind of tied up. You might see the opportunity to throw a Sokoto Geri, that's a sword foot kick, to the knee. And in some Goju-ryu kata, they even have in the kata, those being like stomps to the knee instead of kicks out to the side. So I think it's a good bunkai to practice, stomping to the knee. It's probably a little closer to self-defense. It's good for students with low mobility to have a lower target that they can hit. For generally, if you don't have any limitations, kick Sokoto Geri here in the kata. There may be occasions where if you're working on developing your flexibility and your high kicks, you might want to even go up a little higher. So you could kick up high, like you're kicking to the head or neck, to a Jodan level Sokoto Geri, if you're flexible like that, and that's what you're trying to do, is develop your flexibility. That's not the standard variation of the kata, but it would be okay if that's your goal to be doing it that way in the class, I believe. I think even for like a demonstration or tournament, you could throw that Sokoto Geri up higher, and if you have a sharp technique, it could look pretty good. So, and we'll get into that because we're going to do, I'm hoping to get to Kobuken hojoundo. That's going to have a bunch of those. All right, so the first one here we're gonna do is kagatogeri. That's the heel kick. Kagatogeri, since we're talking about targets, would normally, that's a great stomp kick. All right, so let's say I block here, I hit him here, boom, boom, and I bring that stomp kick to the knee, or I'm out here and I see the opportunity for it, boom, I stomp his knee, trap the hand, boom, boom. All right. But for this one, this is kind of to warm yourself up. So we're gonna do it higher. And I think about going to the chest with this. So I call this this is Sparta kick, all right? So you're here, the Persian emissary gives you some upsetting message from King Xerxes, and then you make some threats and you tell him, and something he doesn't want to hear, and he's like, this is madness, and then you get upset, you're like, this is Sparta, and then you kick him, boom. All right, that's our this is Sparta kick. Now, to set this up in sparring, what I would do, someone has their hands up and they kind of get in close, boom. If I can grab their wrist, double wrist grab, boom, and stomp to the chest like that. All right, so let's practice that across the floor. Kagatogeri. Bob's in my way again. Out the way, Bob. All right. So, yoi, hajime, hai, ichi, ni, san, shish, and back up. Ichi, ni, san, shi, reaching with the kagato. Next movement is Diote Uraken. Oh. Diote Uraken. Oh. Diote Uraken. Going backwards. Diote Uraken. Oh. Bob's trying to hit me. Diote Uraken. Diote Uraken. Oh. You can kind of let the arms extend kind of gently for that one. All right. Next one is a little bit tricky. So Bob's in my way. Bob, why are you in the way? All right. You're still in my way. This requires more space. Now, I recognize at home, you do not have space if you're joining from home. So, I'm going to show you a couple ways of doing this. You can do this. He'll be back. He'll be back. Don't worry. All right. You can do this just breaking it down and doing one circle kick at a time without the turn if you don't have very much space, okay? So what the movement is kaiten moashigeri. So you're gonna be here, you're gonna throw a circle kick here, turn, look, circle kick here. All right, right foot's in front, circle kick inside, and then the outside circle kick. Oh. Inside circle kick. Look, outside circle kick. Inside circle kick. Look, outside circle kick. All right, and you can kind of flow through it smoothly. Take my glasses off for a second here. The fast spin, the glasses always fly off. So if you see me taking off my glasses, I might be anticipating getting punched, or I might be about to spin really fast. All right, so how you can practice that without much space is just do your inside circle kicks. Just do inside, boom, inside, inside, inside. And if I was practicing that, I usually try to set it up. Like I'll throw a moashizuki around opponent's guard is like this, boom. Reaching around it, boom. Coming with a circle kick. Reaching around, moashizuki off the front foot, and then a circle kick off the back foot. You can practice it like that. And then you practice the outside one individually too. And for that one, maybe you throw the rear punch. They're blocking here, here, throw the rear punch, hook their arm so it's kind of out of the way. You can even move around their guard a little bit here. And do the outside circle kick. Your right foot's in front, you throw a punch, hook, step, whoosh. All right, left foot's in front, punch, hook, step, whoosh. Right foot's in front, throw your punch, hook, step, whoosh. All right, I'll show you on Bob. Bob's back. Don't worry about Bob, he has returned, all right. Or worry about him because he's returned. All right, so let me show you how this looks. So you can set up, let's say we're setting up our inside circle kick. So we're gonna throw a kick here. Maybe your front kick isn't even intended to land. Maybe it's just intended to get their attention. So they have to do something about that. Then I'm gonna come in with my hook punch here just to give him something that diverts his attention here. Let's say it worked. I divert his attention, but he still got this hand up because he's defensively responsible and disciplined. So I throw my hook punch. He's got that hand up. I just grab it and push it down. Just like that. All right. So on the other side, I'm gonna kind of fake my kick, fake my hook punch, grab this one out of the way, and kick him in the face. All right, so my left foot's in front, it's gonna be left kick, left hook, right hand trap. If my right foot's in front, it's gonna be right one kick, right hook, left hand grab and trap. All right. If it's an outside circle kick, he's concussed. Yeah. All right, so the outside circle kick, I'm gonna throw my punch. That's gonna put his hands up, his guard up. Boom. I'm gonna trap this outside one as I step out and around here, and then do my outside circle. All right, if he's here, I throw my punch off the rear foot, step outside, hook this one out of the way, and come across like that. So, left foot's in front, punch, hook. Right foot's in front, punch, hook. All right. Okay, so that's that one. All right, then we're gonna do moashigeri, tobigeri. So moashigeri, circle kick, tobigeri, jump kick. All right, so it's gonna be like this. I'm gonna go moashigeri, touch it down gently, bring it up, turn and swing. All right, left foot kick, circle kick, touch it down gently, bring that knee up, twist your body. Left foot in front, right foot kick. Touch down gently, spring, whoosh. All right, then left foot kick, kick. Right foot kick, left foot kick, just like that. All right. Let's get right into some Taisabaki waza. So we did a lot in a different video. So we're gonna start kosuke. Kosuke, just both hands going right to your block. Not a big circle, it's just boom. Both hands get there. Kosuke, doji shogan menuchi, yakute chudanzuki. Kosuke, doji shogan menuchi, yakute chudanzuki. So your right foot's in front, walk toward your back foot. Left hand hits with your shote, your palm. Grab and pull Drop your weight a little bit, punch palm up with the front hand. That's your right hand. Step with your left foot, block toward the rear foot. Right hand palm, grab, drop, palm up punch. Going backwards, you block toward the rear foot. Left hand palm, this time pull all the way back to your belt and throw your palm up punch. Step back, kosu uke. Right hand, shote. Left hand, punch. Step back, pull all the way back here with the punch. Step back, so right foot's in front. You're stepping back, block. Left hand palm strike. Pull all the way to your hip and punch. Step back right, kosu uke, towards the rear foot. And then right hand palm strike. Grab, drop, pull to your hip, and punch palm up. And then the next one is going to be kosu uke. So you're going to block towards the rear foot again. This time we're going to come into suigoshi. Geidan shouchi to the groin. Uraken ganmen uchi. Back fist strike to the face. Kosu uke. Geidan shouchi. Uraken ganmen uchi. Ganmen is your face. Uraken is back fist. Uchi is strike. So back fist strike to the face. Right foot's in front. Kosu uke. Kind of starting in a sanchin dachi. Kosu uke. Both hands go right to the block. Drop into suigoshi. Uraken ganmen uchi. Back fist to the face. Kosu uke. Sanchin stance. Suigoshi stance. And this is going to be, when you come here, I don't know, it's still kind of suigoshi, but it's like turns almost into a zenkusudachi. All right, so just watch carefully on that one. Those two I kind of grouped together mentally, so I'm going to show real quick on Bob. I know you missed him. Okay, so probably, I don't know, what's the best angle for this? I'm trying to pay attention to the best angle for you guys. All right, so he punches here, and I'm gonna block. Push, circle, and if I have a second, I'll grab. If I don't have a second, I'm not gonna worry about it because the punch is already coming. As the punch comes, I'm gonna address the punch. I'm gonna shote. I'm gonna hit, if he's got his chin tucked like a fighter, I'm gonna hit Jinshu right here, right at the base of the nose. If he doesn't have his chin tucked or he's taller than me, I'm gonna hit up under the chin and try to throw his head up into the sky like a shot put. So it's gonna be kosuke, doji shogamenuchi. This hand I'm kind of grabbing and pulling back towards myself, but I release it right away. Boom. So I can punch to the lower rib and grab and pull that arm. So I block, shote. See how I'm grabbing on that one and pulling. Stretch him out. That stretch out makes this a little bit more vulnerable. So I'm gonna let go and punch that spot. This one's gonna release his head and it's gonna come back and see if there's anything available here to grab. If there's nothing there to grab, and Bob has a jacket on or a shirt, I'm just gonna grab his jacket or shirt and pull him into that punch. But if there's something to grab, like his arm has come up here because he doesn't like having my hand in his face, his arm's here, I'm gonna snag it and pull to use it to create the opposing forces for my punch and to be able to keep him from punching me. He can't punch me with that arm at the same moment that I'm holding it. So the better grip I have on that arm, the more I can be sure that it's gonna be a two-step process for him to hit me with it. He's gonna have to break my grip and then hit me. If I don't have a really good control, it might be like boom, and he can hit me right away. So that's why we try to make sure we've got solid grip and control on the arm. The next one, kosuke, we go to the outside usually. Kosuke, Geidan Shoji to the groin. And then we're gonna bring this one up, and we're gonna hit Uraken Gamenuchi, so we can hit, boom, right to the nose. All right, so we're gonna go lock, Geidan Shoji, Uraken Gamenuchi. Then I like to lock up this arm and trip him. Kosuke, Geidan Shoji, Uraken Gamenuchi. Lock up the arm if you can. You can trip him this way, or you can get in, step through, trip him that way. Well, actually, there's a lot of ways that you can trip him from there. All right. We're just gonna do just a couple more. I'm gonna get rid of Bob for another second here. Sorry, Bob fans. All right, we're gonna go Kosuke Sui Heishitochi. So the front hand, sword hand strike, grab. Actually, we should do Zen Soko Kagetogeri. So the front foot stomp is first. So Kosuke Sui Heishitochi. We're in Sui Gosh. The front foot is gonna stomp to the knee of my opponent. A block. Sword hand horizontal, grab a hold, and the front foot stomps. Block, chop, front foot. Block, chop, front foot. Kosuke Sui Heishitochi, Zen Soko Kagetogeri. Kosuke Sui Heishitochi, Zen Soko Kagetogeri. All right, Kosuke Sui Heishitochi. This time the rear foot that I wanted to do, Kosoko Kagetogeri. Kosuke Sui Heishitochi, Kosoko Kagetogeri. Kosuke Sui Heishitochi, Kosoko Kagetogeri. Kosuke Sui Heishitochi, Kosoko Kagetogeri. Next one, we're gonna go Mai Kagetogeri, Doji Uraken, Seikenzuki. Mai Kagetogeri, Doji Uraken, Seikenzuki. Sagate. Actually, there's no Sagate on this. We just turn around and go the other way. Let's go the other way. Mai Kagetogeri, Doji Uraken, Seikenzuki. Mai Kagato, Doji Uraken, Seikenzuki. If you study that one carefully, you should be able to see why I do the sparring technique the way I do. So remember the sparring technique we started earlier? Yeah, Bob's back. Okay. So Mai Kagetogeri is a kick with the heel, right? And usually I go a little bit across. So if Bob's trying to come and punch with this hand and I stomp right in the hip, in the pelvic girdle there, then I can go from there, boom, and come in and do a back fist, step through, boom, do a punch, all right? So I'm doing the same thing with my yokogeri in kumite, in point sparring. So I'm here, boom, I throw that side kick, boom, boom, and then I throw my back fist here. If it gets blocked or if it doesn't, boom, I score, all right? So this is a potential, boom, I want to score with that, I want to score with that, and if I can't, I'll score with that one. All right, so it's going to be, boom, ish. Okay. All right. I need to put Bob away. He's too much of a distraction for me. It's coming good. Yeah, I'm trying to connect it. Trying to connect the dots for you. So I'm hoping it's making sense, that concept. All right, glad to hear it. Let's do Kobuken hojoundo. I think we only have 10, 15 minutes that we're gonna do here. But let's go through Kobuken hojoundo. So I've told you before, hojoundo is just doing the kata repetitiously forward and backwards. Sometimes there's like a set sequence, like we used to have a set sequence that we're always doing the hojoundo this way. I'm gonna say that the purpose of hojoundo is to repetitiously practice the kata. It doesn't have to be perfectly packaged. It's doing the techniques from the kata forward and backward across the floor repetitiously so that you can develop all the techniques in the kata. Not just you get to a technique that you only do one time in the kata and then you do that kata once in the class and you never develop the technique, right? So follow with me. I'm not going to try to do it a set way. I'm just going to try to follow the sequence of the kata and get all the moves done repetitiously. All right. Kyotsuke. Right? Kobuken no kata. Over like this. So the first movement, we're going to turn, block, punch high to the face. Make sure your stance is good here. Grab, drop your weight, pull to your hip, and drop, and punch palm up. Turn, kosuke, punch high, grab, drop, turn, punch palm up. Turn, block, punch high, grab, drop, palm up. Turn, kosuke, high, grab, drop. So your body's going up and down a little bit. It's also turning. So it's going up and turn, down and turn, right? Boom, boom. All right, now let's go all the way around. We step around so we can go to the back. Kosuke, jodan, grab, drop, and punch palm up. Turn, kosuke, jodan, chudan. Kosuke, jodan, chudan. Kosuke, jodan, chudan. All right, put your left foot in front. We're going to do sokatogeri. So you can practice getting a little height and stretch on that. You can block here, grab, and you're going to pivot the foot that you're standing on. So, sokatogeri. Step down. Kosuke, grab, sokatogeri. Kosuke, grab. And when I do that, I'm going to pull this one like I'm like I've got a hold of their arm. I'm just going to stuff it behind my own back. That way I can pull in as I kick, and it's creating that counterbalance. So I block, grab, sokatogeri. Block, grab, sokatogeri. And then tsugate, block, grab, and this one is going to come across a little bit to counterbalance. So it's going to go boom, sokatogeri, kosuke, sokatogeri, kosuke, sokatogeri, kosuke, sokatogeri. Yes, take note. All right. The next movement, here's where there's some different stances, right? So sometimes we tend to do sanchin. We've got different stances. So I think anytime you're doing a performance, a demonstration, a tournament, and you switch stances, you really want to accentuate that, right? So pay attention, make a nice sui gauche, both knees bent, solid, balanced position. And you can kind of emphasize and hold this for a second. And then you're going to transition. So you're going to block here. You're already going to start shifting, turning your feet so they're forward. So you do your block and step through, lock into that Zen Kusudachi. Boom. With the shote. All right. So the right foot's in front. You do your osai. Strong. All right. Osai. Boom. Osai. Boom. Dropping your weight. You can make this a big movement. All right. I'll try to step it up. Maybe we need to hit 7. All right. Settling down a little bit. All right, so we're gonna go back. Osai, jodan, step back. Shote. Osai, jodan uchi, step back. Shoshikomi. Osai, jodan, step back. Shoshikomi. All right, then we do these ones. Nukite. So step, block, grab, nukite, back. Kosuke, nukite, back. Kosuke starts palm down, nukite, back. Sagate. Kosuke, nuki, back. Kosuke, nuki, back. Kosuke, nuki, back. And actually, I should probably add the Sokoto getting on those, huh? All right, let's try that. All right, so let's go Kosuke, Nuki, grab. And this one, instead of just kicking up really high, I think since you're grabbing with both hands, I like to pull towards me and stick that leg out as far as I can, really sharp. So, boom, grab, isha, boom. All right. Now, the tricky part is incorporating this into hojoundo because we're trying to do it repetitiously, right? So we're gonna go Kosuke, Nuki, grab, Sokoto. Maybe we won't. Should we turn? I don't know. Because then we still end up with the same foot in front. What to do? Kosuke, Nuki, grab, Sokoto. And then just put your left foot in front. Kosuke, Nuki, grab. I'll tell you what I would do for this. And this is actually going to be really good for if you're practicing at home in a small room. So I put my right foot in front here, lock here, Nuki, grab, Sokoto left foot, and then step down and step back. And then I'm oriented this way. Kosuke towards the left foot, which is in front. Right hand Nuki, grab, Sokoto with the right foot, and step through. So now my right foot's in front, lock, left Nuki, left Sokoto, left foot's in front, block, right Nuki, right Sokoto, right foot's in front, block, left Nuki, left Sokoto, left foot's in front, block, right Nuki, right Sokoto, right foot's in front, block, left Nuki, left Sokoto, left foot's in front, block, right Nuki, right Sokoto. All right, so we did that one, and then we got those kicks, right? Usually in hojoundo, like we would have practiced front kicks, blocking and front kicks on the kanshiwa hojoundo. So we wouldn't do it then when we get to Kobuken hojoundo. So we would just skip that one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, let's do a front kick mid-level, chudan geri, and then do a jodan mai geri. So chudan mai geri, mid-level front kick, then a jodan mai geri, a head kick. So what I'm envisioning here is, let's say in the kata, if you were trying to, maybe make it look less repetitious and more interesting for like judges in a tournament or something. After you throw the Nuki, Sokoto geri, here you should come down, block here, chudan geri, jodan geri, kosuke, tate, gedan, yakuzuki, right? So it would go lock, Nuki, Sokoto, lock, chudan, jodan, kosuke, tate, hiji, gedan shoji, yakute, seikenzuki. All right, so in the real kata, you do that Sokoto, you turn, block, kick, step, block, kick, block, tate. So it's just more of a fancy way of doing it. All right, so let's just try that. Right foot's in front. All right. Okay, so here we go. Block, right foot's in front. Chudan geri, jodan geri. Left foot's in front. Block toward the left foot, the front foot. Kick mid-level with the front foot, then head level with the rear foot. Right foot's in front. Block towards the right foot. Mid-level kick. Head level kick. All right, then we can step back. Left foot's in front. Block, chudan, jodan. Step back. Right foot's in front. Chudan, jodan. Step back. Left foot's in front. Chudan, jodan. Step back. Right foot's in front. Chudan, hojoundo. Step back, left foot's in front, hojoundo, hojoundo. All right, next movement, we're gonna go kosuke, tate hijiuchi. Again, we have a change in stances. We're gonna nail that zen kutsudachi. That back leg's gonna be straight. The front knee's gonna be bent. Boom, you're gonna drive in. So that should be almost like a momentary pause. Lock, boom. Then we're gonna shift gedan, and then we're gonna register a 5 on the Richter scale. So we're gonna throw our punch, we're gonna fire off the back leg, we're gonna launch into our zen kutsudachi. All right, block, tate hiji, gedan, yakute senkenzuki. All right, that was block, zen kutsudachi, gedan, we shift it, still kind of zen kutsudachi, but maybe a blend between zen kutsudachi and sui gauche, just so we can reach and turn our body, hit the groin. And then, since we shifted almost to a sui gauche, we're gonna drive and end up back in that zen kutsudachi. So hitting the correct stance matters here. We're gonna step back and block, tate hiji, gedan, step back and punch. Ooh, tricky, right? Lock, tate hiji. Actually, that's even tricky for me. All right, so step back, block, tate hiji, gedan, step back and punch. Then I step back and block, tate hiji, gedan, step back and punch. Going backwards is tricky on that one. So it's a backwards, stepping back and blocking, tate hiji, gedan, step back and punch. Then you have to step back with this foot, lock, step back again, tate hiji, gedan, step back and punch. One more time on that, then we'll end here. So let's say your left foot's in front, block towards the front foot, right elbow, step back, so your right foot's in front, zen kutsudachi, gedan, step back, and do your punch. So now your left foot's in front, you're gonna move that all the way back behind the right foot, step all the way back, tate hiji, gedan. Now we're stepping back again, so from here, we're gonna step back and throw our punch. Just a little mind-bending puzzle. 5.6, yes, I knew it. All right, questions real quick. We're probably gonna end in a minute here. So, I'm hoping that things are coming together. You said that they're helping. All right, so you step back on the block, step back, no, you step forward on the tate hiji, and then step back on the punch. So stepping back twice per sequence. Step back with the block, but then you're still gonna drive forward when you do your tate hiji strike. Wait, am I right about that? You're probably asking because I did it both ways. All right, so step back, boom, yeah, step back 3 times. So you're stepping back, boom, step back when you do the tate hiji too on this one. So very tricky, yep. 3 step backs. I'm glad you asked that because I was probably unclear on it myself. But yeah, you would step back 3 times on that one. And again, what matters is it's just a way of practicing this repetitiously. You are smart. All right, so it is a way of practicing it repetitiously so that we can repeat that technique over and over again. That sequence where you're switching stances can be tricky to get the stance correct and to make a nice transition between those stances. So practicing the hojoundo is a way to do that. And it's not really a great immediate transferable practical benefit to doing it backwards, except sometimes you might be getting pushed backwards in a real fight and you have to be able to maintain your balance and still stick your techniques. Even backing up, if I punch someone while I'm backing up, I need to be able to know how to plant my feet and maintain control of my balance even while I'm being pushed backwards. So I think there is some practical benefit, but it's also when you're in a group of people in a dojo and you can just have them practice it back and forth across the floor. That's one way of doing this repetitiously. Otherwise, you get to one side of the dojo and then you have to have everybody turn around, and then you have to go to a different spot because they can't see you, versus the teacher can just stay in the front and center as you go across the floor, and then you can just have everybody go backwards. You can stay in the same position without having to run to the back of the class so they can see you while you go the opposite direction. So, and it's one of those things where you do a mind-bending drill that makes people think while their body is moving. It builds that mind-body connection that we're striving for in martial arts. All right. If there's any other questions, this is something, if you're my student, you can ask me in class. If you're not my student, you should be. Bob, say bye. Bob says bye. He's kind of quiet, but he says most things through just his eyes and his body language. All right. See you later. Train hard.